Boa.
Abanke boka bata ubua. When I say iwe ganzi na oku na nye weterozi continuous voter education because we promised that I can name every week. We'll do well to bring it to you very soon within the week as well because all days I the educated before going to the polls on November 8th. In fact, the countdown a
Yeah.
video going since Monday. I count to go down, and that's the most important reason why we said. Let us do a little bit of looking into touchlighting the Soludo solution
Solution.
because it's important. Kayo malonya na-eje itunyelo, yeah, a vote, to know your candidate and know the manifesto and even know what the person has done so far, giving you more reason to say, should I or should I not? And this morning, we're turning our touchlight to the Soludo solution, the blueprint driving the transformation agenda of Professor Chukwumachao Soludo's administration, from infrastructure to education, youth empowerment, digital economy, and urban renewal. So much has been said about the strides of this government.
Yeah.
But what's the true picture on the ground? We want to know. We also will examine the recent awards and recognitions pouring in for Mr. Governor, most especially the recent uh, uh, yeah, there's a recent um, rating. Anambra is stopping right now. I'm
Yes.
going to get to that as well. And well deserving, politically motivated, and all that. But then, this has all been done through the All Progressives Grand Alliance
Yes.
in
Abra.
Anambra politics for over a decade.
Yes.
Not be till then
We may be
it
counting
starts.
it 20 years. Me, Ijiwayo, go kokana the
How
years
could
on.
Sekwari anniversary? And this moment, we'll be having a lot of analysis, reflections, and enlightenment. And who better to discuss this than seated with us is the secretary to the state government, Professor Solo
Chukula Bell.
Chukwulebelo.
Oda for
Ainasia,
government, Anambra
no,
State.
Okamuta.
Yeah.
Daalụ nọ nwa mara abadisi ọkammụta na-akpọ ndị
Oh, Professor
prọfesọ
Bono Okamuta, no?
mana daalụ nọ
Okay.
ụtụtụ ọma nọ. Thank you.
So,
Good morning. Daalụ.
yes. Kaiba Pioso, we want to know what are the major achievements of Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration so far, so good.
Wow. Kedu ebe a ga-ebido? Let me ask, is this uh, in English or Igbo?
English,
Mix.
I can
and the
mix,
Anambra were
I
not so
can mix
English, when they
both.
not
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Igbo.
Kedu ebe a ga-esi wee bido? But ka anyị bido na mbido when he came in on the 17th of March 2022. Enwere onye amarọ ka Anambra dị then in terms of serious security challenges. The fact that there was also a massive general infrastructure decay, bad roads, heaps of garbage everywhere. The finances of the state were also very, very stressed. The state was in financial distress. 3 years, 9, 10 months later, the story is different. So, in terms of insecurity, the 7 local governments in Anambra South, which were largely sacked, as it were, have now been restored. People have come home. We couldn't campaign in Ihiala in 2021. Even the election itself had to be postponed and later then rescheduled there. Last week we had a campaign rally in Ihala. It was almost like a thank you celebration. The whole of Ihala local government thanking Mr. Governor for having restored security there. People have come home. Even the bad boys in the bush, some of them have repented, come back, and said to be rehabilitated. So security, and across the state, Obaru was also a very bad place in terms of security. We also had issues, what you may call minor security issues. But for some people, it was major harassment of touts everywhere.
Yeah.
All of those have have been decisively dealt with. The state, we can claim to be the safest state in Anambra today. People now go to bed again with their two eyes closed. So I just want people to recall how it was in March 2022. There was a kind of siege. The state was almost like under siege, not just in those 7 local governments, but across the state. Night economy had almost disappeared.
Yes.
But they've all come back. If you go to a number of, if you like, major entertainment streets in Onitsha, Newi, Oka, at night these days, the night economy, because most people don't realize that in most countries and even some parts of Nigeria, it is a 24-hour economy. When the other parts of the sector of the economy closes by about 6, by 7, the hospitality industry is just coming to life, as it were. So all of those have been dealt with. I also talked about uh, the state of our road infrastructure in March 2022 when he came in.
Yeah.
That in this Oka, the likes of Club Road, Obiokoli Road, the major road arteries were in a very bad state of decay. They have all been fixed. The governor actually came in and declared if you like, a state of emergency on road infrastructure. Today, more than 1,000 kilometers of roads have been awarded, more than 800 completed, bridges, flyovers, dualization of roads. So, and I think he said people can see that and people can feel it. As we go around the campaign, you find testimonies of transport users like Keke or Okada people, bus drivers saying, whereas before, almost on a daily basis, they were going to mechanics to fix their vehicles. Today, they can go 1 month, 2 months without having to go to the mechanic. That is more money
I go
back.
and a body mechanic.
Yeah, that is more money back into people's pockets.
Pockets.
Now, I just started this conversation by saying, let's actually see what the state was was like
More of
when,
a
yeah,
flashback.
and then the other one I mentioned by way of seeing how far we've gone
Yeah.
is the state of the state finances. Okay, the state was financially distressed. That was why garbages could we had heaps
Of
of
dirt.
dirt everywhere. That was why our roads were decaying and we were having challenges paying contractors and the rest of it. And today, you just mentioned in your introductory something, the budget it has now ranked Anambra #1 in
Yeah.
fiscal
Performance.
performance. And I'll tell you, it's not a mean feat. I always say to people, I believe for me, the biggest achievement of Mr. Governor, Professor Charles Soludo so far, is putting Anambra back on fiscal sustainability.
Okay.
Because uh, I was there. I was an insider. I was there. The state of our finances on March 17th, 2022 was very bad. Was very bad. For Mr. Governor to have achieved everything he has done over the past 3 years and 9 months without borrowing a penny, and I think it's important to stress it, without borrowing a penny, doing all the roads he's doing, paying back, retiring backlog of pensions and gratuity, uh, engaging, constructing new roads, new hospitals, employing 8,115 teachers, doing free education, doing free delivery and antenatal, reconstructing Okuko, clearing the garbage in everywhere, turning, if you like, Ochanja into a water fountain, building the fun city building the government, the lighthouse, empowering more than 20,000 youths in terms of training them, in terms of digital skills, the one you two skill, empowering more than 13,000. Doing all of this, I'm almost reaching through some of this.
Yeah.
Doing all of this without borrowing a penny and then paying contractors on time. Most contractors want to come and work. Most come and work in Anambra because they know Mr. Governor said once he puts that his signature with red pen, say approved. It is as good as money. So to have done all of this, restore the state to fiscal sustainability, shifting the ratio of our capital expenditure to recurrent expenditure, tilting it to about 78% for capital expenditure. All of this, and ensuring that whatever is procured is paid for on time. I'm not surprised that Budget It can today say that Anambra is the number one in terms of fiscal sustainability. IG are growing, even though it hasn't come to the point, grown to the extent that we would like to see it. So Mr. Governor has done very well.
All
Uh,
right.
People normally will say to me, "You will say that because you are involved." I said, "No, I'll say that because I'm a very objective person, and I see how it was as it were." But he has done very well, and I'll tell people, I'm very happy and proud to have been part of this government.
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 Yes.
All right. So we've heard about a lot of awards and, in fact, titles from one local government to a part of the senatorial zone of the state title Akala. In fact, I think the recent one, I can't even remember it because Okaligo. I think the first one was Oluwatuegu from there. Afa was all from the Okunenyife from Afa Akaligo. Now,
Mm,
all these titles and awards
mm.
taken back to even the UN 80th year anniversary assembly where he came back with the governor of the year of the
Yeah.
year
For Africa,
for Africa. Yes, are these actually given on merit?
you are asking me. I'm not part of people who do this,
Mm,
but in Igbo, let me take our own people.
mm,
Our people, uh, they will not give you a title unless you deserve it. By the time you are giving somebody Okunenyife, Oluwatuegu, and the rest of it, that Oluwatuegu title was actually given to her by a market woman. I think it was at
Ekulobe.
Epulobia or so. It came from the heart. I was there once with him when a woman called her, indeed, the Igbo governor Umu Ogbenye.
Mm,
Eh? These are things that come from the heart, as it were. So the people, some of the titles, Oluwatu Okunenife, Ekwueme, and those
yeah.
things. These are deep Igbo expressions of how people feel about someone who has, if you like, made so much impact in their lives. Ndị gbara a title like that.
Okay.
And these have come from ordinary people. But you can see also what is happening. I'm happy to be alive and witnessing what is happening in Anambra and Nigeria. That ordinary people, uh, communities, are the ones now funding governors' campaign.
Mm,
You go to a community, they contribute money and give to the governor, say, "Obugodi di na my fuel, Obugodi di na menka," and the rest of them. And then I think it was at Dunukofia that some people contributed about 600 and something thousand naira. Sinafa, and they call themselves Ndinkete.
Mm.
That was ordinary people.
mm,
Okay, you find a KK person who gave him his when he was at Onitsha his days taking say biko walonka anything because Uzai Losilani na figure and the rest of them Onitsha. So these are things coming from the heart. Yes, there will be newspaper, national like maybe Guardian Governor of the Year award. This,
The
you know,
son is
they
a
saw
family.
they will sit down and use their criteria to give
Judge.
to judge, and that is part of it. But I will tell you, the one I believe Mr. Governor values most is the validation of what he's doing in Anambra by the rank and file, by ordinary people. Then the global one, that was something extraordinary, very extraordinary. Find a prime minister from another country coming to present their award. That is very extraordinary. And I'll tell you, we didn't see it coming. Nobody saw it coming. He wasn't going to go for the award. But at the end of the day, he said, okay, he said, it would be nice to, if people are taking note, okay, if people are taking note of what is happening in Anambra, why not? Go and receive it. Go and receive it on behalf of your people and of yourself. What I know is that what I see going on in this campaign, that good governance translates into political goodwill and capital. The Anambra have shown it by where they are funding this campaign, supporting the campaign. It's almost as if every community wants to say, thank you, because he had touched almost every facet of Anambra, every nook and cranny of Anambra has been touched. And he keeps saying, you haven't seen anything, or you have seen nothing yet, as it were. N'aka na ekwebi nsi ọnụ, akara na Mama Elesi. What does that mean? Wait for the second tenure. And I'm happy that the man who, if you like, midwife to Anambra Vision 2070, okay, a 50-year plan for development plan for Anambra, is the one who is starting his implementation.
Yeah.
So what is the next 4 years is going to be very exciting. And I believe that the Anambra will renew his mandate. I would like to say something, because in my election, I've seen quite a few in my life, both at home here in Nigeria and overseas. And we need to put satellite on the Zenago, the opposition. Those are also
other candidates.
The other candidates.
All right.
The difference is clear. Mobondineme television advice. Kedu onye ndị Anambra ga-anọkọta si na ọnya wafa ga-abịachi this thing again? Or amarọ m candidate ndị APC ka ọ bụ nke ndị YPP ka ọ bụ nke ndị FM. So the difference is clear. Okay, the difference is clear. I don't want to start ndị be anyị afụkwughị here. So ana kwado election as the alternative. How can is the alternative better than the existing one? The alternative is far behind. And what a comparison. Not even you can use far, even behind.
November 8th will actually decide that.
The November 8th, I'm very confident, and the buy Mali, and the Anambra Mali. You know, you can't, they will go around, make all this noise and the rest of that. But I'm praying and pleading that in the buy Nucha in the Nivanema.
Okay.
Governor Soludo has done extremely well to be given a second mandate.
Oh, well, thank you. Some people have argued that the governor is maybe an elitist kind of person and not connected to the grassroots. What's your take on this?
I've seen elitists. If going to markets every day in this campaign, indeed, he says, "Rapunum can't make Niabu one for." You see, there is something about this name Challenge one for. It takes you to the fact that this man was born and bred in the village by a woman called Mbafo. How can that, how ordinary can one become again a grassroots base? Now, if you need the campaign on him or follow him through na campaign in the markets and the rest of them. I campaigned with Obiano former governor. I watched what other campaigns have gone. But this is the man that goes, or they're afraid to walk the streets, walk the markets, engage. And when I nekatalia somewhere, Serbia, I'm going to have Soludo. I'm going to have Soludo. I'm going to give Soludo. So an elitist person doesn't, and you can see it coming naturally, or something that is faked or put on. Okay, and the empathy has shown. I remember his visit to Orumbanasa. Eh? Tell me any governor in Anambra, or in any part of this country, riverine area, banye boat, gagide gasia, banye keke, gagide gasia, ụzọ agara ọzọ, ọ banye ọkada. How much, how more ordinary do you want somebody to be? I'll tell you, I won't make an apology that God has imbued him with both intellectual prowess, as it were. Is if you walk with him, I always say to people, I walk with him, I walk for him. There are very subtle differences. I walk with him and I walk for him. You begin to see how deeply, how this his phrase, have you thought it through? Okay, you learn a lot. You think, you keep learning, thinking something through from conception to execution and the rest of that. He's blessed. He's blessed. I must tell you that. You don't see. He's a rare person. You don't see many people often like that in life. Okay? You don't see.
Without thinking, but at this point, you have a lot of thoughts.
And I'm telling you, he has empathy.
Okay.
He has empathy. I've seen him weep twice, publicly. I've seen him weep twice. You know.
So these are not just mere stories.
They're not mere stories.
I came and I wept and all that political statements.
Not too far from him.
Okay.
You know, so these are real. You know, Oboro is not put on. You know, when you don't know somebody, you only see him from far. You ascribe all manner of things, perception. But for the go somebody but you don't have the first-hand experience. Those of us who have first-hand experience, I'll tell you, the man is real.
All right.
He's genuine.
Okay, we'll go on the short break. We'll be right back after now. Because you know that you're itching to call, ask questions, and all of that. We'll be right back.
Soludo solution juru ebe niile. Soludo anyị gị gaba n'ọchịchị gị dị anyị mma. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị Anambra na-ekwu. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị igwe niile na-ekwu. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị ọrụ oyibo na-ekwu. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị ọrụ ugbo na-ekwu. Soludo okporo ụzọ dị mma, gị mere ya. Akwụkwọ dị mma, gị mere ya. Ụlọ ọgwụ dị mma, gị mere ya. Gị mere ya. Egwu atụọlụ garigo.
Gbaa mbọ binye aka ebe sere ọkụkọ ka ọlụ atụ egwu rụrụ ọrụ ọma gaba n'iru.
Did you know that after several years of waiting, Anambra State can finally boast of a modern rehabilitation center, courtesy of Governor Chukwuma Soludo? The center boasts of state-of-the-art modern equipment and contemporary care. This message is powered by Anambra Independent Fact Checkers, IFAC.
Soludo solution juru ebe niile. Soludo anyị gị gaba n'ọchịchị gị dị anyị mma. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị Anambra na-ekwu. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị igwe niile na-ekwu. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị ọrụ oyibo na-ekwu. Soludo 4+4 ka ndị ọrụ ugbo na-ekwu. Soludo okporo ụzọ dị mma, gị mere ya. Akwụkwọ dị mma, gị mere ya. Ụlọ ọgwụ dị mma, gị mere ya. Gị mere ya. na-ekwu atụ ọlụ garigo.
gbaa mbọ binye aka ebe sere ọkụkọ ka ọlụ atụ egwu rụrụ ọrụ ọma gaba n'iru.
Ndị be anyị na-achitekwa n'azụ na nzukọ Anambra nke ụtụtụ a anyị ka na-akpa maka the Soludo solution anyị na SSG bụ ihe nọ prọfesọ Solo Chukwulobelo oyedega anya ka ị marakwa na that we are live on Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook at Anambra Broadcasting Service, and we do want to take up some messages I want to na Facebook and then open up the phone lines and the WhatsApp line as well for you to send in your messages. We see you there. Uche Amma, you said, good morning, ABS. You're watching from Awa. Wabufo Wankwo, great. Bala Chinedu Vincent, your honor, sir. And Chikube Ngene, good morning, ABS. Good morning to you too. The phone lines to call us on this morning is 0706 538 1320. You can as well send us a message on WhatsApp through the WhatsApp number 0705 113 8812. Cheta ikpo anyị kpumiga n'igwe redio gị ikwu anya fa gị gwa anyị bisi akpọ ị gaa n'iru jụọ ajụjụ gị ma ọ bụ tụnye alụ nke gị ka Anambra wee dị mma. Hello, good morning. All right, please, you have to move away from your radio set. Okay? I remember you have 35 seconds. So EJ will say the entire time. Non-Ako radio. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Your honor,
Good morning. Mwatakwaka Aguilera, Dalo.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dalo.
Yeah, essentially, who that imago politics, everybody is free words and they can aspire for anything that they want to aspire. But the truth of the matter is that in a state where you have this kind of man, the man, if he belongs to another party, whether really party or at the national that want to rig the election, the man that you are bringing to take over from that one, what does he have? What antecedent does he have? We are talking about a man that wants to change the function of banking in Nigeria. 3 times governor of CA. Well, and the election is, if this are what that was given to him, United Nations were giving to Nigeria, people will say that they manipulated it. Who is going there to manipulate it? These things are very simple. The man has tried. All we need to do is encourage him to continue the job that he's doing. Every other person, you can wait. In my former country, they say, wait for your time. Good morning and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thanks for the, if you like, endorsement of Mr. Governor. Onye feeling qualifies the election. And the difference is clear, like I said. Anambra on the 8th of November will make the right decision. And there's an Erika, you won't deny them. It's their constitutional right to try and contest. But the voters have seen the difference and they will make the right decision. Dalo Rina.
All right, Dalo. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello.
Noralia.
Rigoruku Popo. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please. Ekulobia, Ganiru.
Ana m ekene gọvanọ na na-ekwuru ka abalị ya ọrụ atụ egwu. Biko ibe na-ekwuzi bụ kedu maka Ekwuọbịa Township Roads. Ọ dị nwaanyị a na-eme kampen obedezikwute okwu ụzọ dịgasị n'ime Ekwuọbịa because onye gaa ahịa n'ime Ekwuọbịa ụzọ dị ya bụ nwere sorry site. So biko kedu ibe a na-ekwu maka Ekwuọbịa Township Road? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Do you want me to take that immediately?
Yeah. Okay.
Dalorina, I'm sure you've lived in Ekwuọbịa for a very, very long time before Mr. Governor came to office. Imaka Ekwuọbịa did before. He has transformed Obidogo. That transformation, the flyover that has decongested the kind of nightmare that people experience anytime in a little bit of festive period has been solved. The Ekulobia Tower, the stadium, and the rest of them. And this is only in the first tenure. If Kulobia today is looking like the fourth township or the fourth city that it should be after Oka, Onitsha, Newi, the next thing was Ekulobia as a township. Yes, Rome was not built in a day. It still have 4 years. That is all the more reason I now say ndị ọbụla tụnyere for the next 4 years ọlụaka ga-alụ na Ekwulọbịa na-abịa. Those roads you referred to, I look at some of them because I remember riding with him once and a link road, not ring,
Connection.
a connection road, very close to the Alpha. And I'm just mentioned to him, Alusia ifeni na no, I need the Pauzaka. And that road, I'm not far the road, but it's not being done. So if I can get made, and that's why we demand that nearly another 4 years. Kotiba Anambra, including a Kulobia bomb. Including, I said including, not just a Kulobia.
Hello, dear. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Comrade Ukachi from this 7 Yoka.
All right, go on.
Before I'm making no studio, Anambra.
Yeah.
Good morning. Onye na-achọka Soludo mee mere ka wonder. Ya ghọta na Rome was not built in a day. Ma ọ bụghị na Ọka the capital of Anambra State. Aka alụchara n'ụzọ niile dị na ya. Mana nwoke ọ lụgodi so far in Ụmụọbụ village Ọka nke nsigodi na ya ruo onye Ụmụọbụ Ọka. Mmiri na-apa mmadụ every year na-apa m ụlọ. So Soludo wee bata ọ lụchara ya ọdụ ka ezi a na-alụ n'obodo oyibo very solid mmiri kpadebe mmadụ other things ọ na-eme so onye ndụbe anyị si ude na-agba ala ọ na iru atọrọ ya mụ kedu ibe anyị emezili iru ewee tọọ ya amụ so na ụlọ pass mark na Soludo nwere 95%. Abanatna no we 100 over 100, but at least na 95. Onye file na ọ bụ asị ya kpagharịa na Anambra. Ịlarụkwa ụlọ ewele owu anya na nke ọ bụrụ bife eji owu anya alarụ ụlọ ewele anya na-abụ. Ụmụ iwe na-aghachi ọbala ndị mmadụ na Anambra. Nke ahụ penete. So nwayọ dịka ana m ekene unu.
Daalụ rinne biko bụrụ oziọma anụ gị nwa okwu anyị kwuru amaka solukwu anyị na-agbasị ya. Biko Dalu, I appreciate Dalu.
Well, recently, Your Honor, a lot has been trending over the social media recently over the statement made by Mr. Governor. In fact, here I think that should be on Monday.
Yes.
Monday. We've had a lot of back and forth with some callers saying that's a voter inducement as regards to the prize money for the best performing ward or so. What's your take on this at this point?
People can make mischief. Arapu, there is misinformation and disinformation. Let's face it here. The governor is addressing his party members in the Abga. I'll tell you, in the last election out of my ward, this voter pattern has not, however we tried, I don't think in my own ward, governorship election, I had to up to 500. In a ward, I to up to 1,000 plus. In a ward, when almost 8,500 registered voters. So what he's saying to the Abga, okay, you must mobilize. If you don't mobilize, how do you try to, how are you going to win? So the message is to the Abga, Puli unit, ward, and the rest of that. And it's not different from what you see overseas. I lived in UK for almost 32 years. Election comes around. If we canvassers that will be going around, putting leaflets into people's houses And the candidates have engaged them. Some are party members, some are volunteers, and the rest of them. It's the same thing here. We are motivating, the governor is motivating the party Afghan members who are less than 3% of the voting population in Anambra. I don't think we are. Gano, Kwaka, door to door, pull people out to come and vote. Some of those people who vote, pull out, may not even be up Kakafagi vote. But by the time the intention, and that's by the time they converse, convince, we just put to vote. The chances are that and that is why the governor is saying the wards or the polling units that do best in their the polling units that do best in their ward will get something. The ward that do best in their local government will do something, will get something. And by the way, look at it this way. This is not before. You are not giving this thing before. It is an incentive scheme. That incentive is redeemed well after the election has come and gone. In some cases, years later or months later. Okay, so from here, indeed, if other parties would even encourage the Nkefa, they could up madu. The problem is that they don't have the structure. They don't have the reach. That's why they're crying wolf. How do I know Nyagabia vote? And by the way, to ensure that now this is not just, the governor also ties it to performance. So now, even if we award 20,000 registered voters and only 2,000, and if I booked probably, let's say 20% of that is 4,000.
40,000.
Okay, so they have achieved absolute number of Gaddafi, 20%. If we award only 10,000, okay, but they achieved voter turnout of 30%, that is 3,000. Who did better? Obviously, they were put at 3,000 because this thing is tied to performance, percentage performance.
Yeah.
So it's not even absolute number. The incentive scheme is based on percentage performance. Okay? Jump up and and you see the Afghan. Today, I was discussing with my own ward before when I was sitting out there waiting for you people. We must do this week. What are we doing? I'm from Oruku. This week, what are we doing? We must do tank cry. We must do this. We must do that. We must do door to door something. We must do polling unit. That is the thing. Because so my own ward is also interested in competing and winning. We know we win the election, but because we're competing with 12 other wards in the local government. So, the opposition is just crying mischief. Okay, I listened to I listened in Arise the other day. Ruben Abati was trying to explain it, but they didn't quite explain it very well because people don't understand it, and they say it is against the electoral act. Well, how can the electoral act be against a party trying to help voter education? Because this is also part of voter education and mobilization. Anambra has 2.7 million registered voters. The best we have ever done is about 500 and something thousand. Okay, how can that be good enough for any person that wants democracy and voter participation to deepen? How can you be saying, okay, I will ask them, what is the alternative? How do you want to incentivize your party people to do mobilization? All these people say they have not given us an alternative strategy other than to be crying wolf. What is the alternative? So I have to say, vote. A total 120 something, 140 something thousand kg where win the election. No, we should be aiming to associate this vote Kamakinele Matuta 800,000 or thereabouts.
At least higher than
Maybe
Higher
the
1,000 registered
previous.
voters, see tangible number
So
of
seeing a
voters.
tangible, the more people you mobilize as a party, the chances that you win that election, or even the opposition, that's what they're afraid of. Because
Right.
they don't have the structure or the reach. That's why they're crying wolf. In the presidential elections now, I remember Georgia in America, which was a battlefield. Whoever won that Senate seat controlled the Senate. The Democrats mobilized all their people, but that is what it is. Where, how can that be against the law? You are using your party membership to mobilize, knock on the doors of potential voters. Okay? As we are knocking, you are voters. I don't want to reveal on the air some of the strategies we are using to
Thank
All
you
right.
ensure
so
that
much.
we
So,
keep having that
Kinetic and
disadvantage.
non-kinetic approach.
you know?
um,
So they have written, I understand you say they have written to uh, EFCC, so they will study it. I'm sure that EFCC people and the rest of them, they are very objective, sensible institution. They will look at it and understand, when you start something new, when you're a native, eventually it will catch on.
All right.
That's what I
We
believe.
have a message here. This one says, Heartbeat of the East, my SSG, good day, and a wonderful encounter from you on Soludo's performance. And we see and believe that this is Akez Igwe Idani Kingdom from the same Idemili North where you came from. Yet, Idani is fighting to get that road construction leading to our law town to enable the Taiwan Dubai city of Ide City. Are you assuring us that he will do it for us? This is from, yeah, I already said your name. And then on Facebook, we have Okofia Ikechukwu. Good
Do you want me
morning.
to respond to that?
We'll be right back with that. Okofia Ikechukwu. Good morning, ABS. Nolly Arigod Samson, Honorable Arinzo Kafo, watching here. Soludo for second term governor sealed. Great DG of our time. Great son of Idemili. I think that's going to you, SSG. All right. And then taking a look at opposition. I will have a recent video trending online about the recently open Commission General Hospital or ANACO. Is that hospital open or closed?
The hospital, as we speak, is functional, treating people. You see, sometimes I don't know what the opposition politicians think this life is about. Why are they misinforming people? So, onye arụ adịrọ na anakụ or na that kama ọ ga-ejebe ụlọọgwụ isi ha eje na aka emepere ya. That is really wickedness in my own view. Ochonya challenge any person here. I'm sitting here. Fajanako. The hospital is open and functioning.
Okay.
The hospital, and to be very honest, let's not play politics with everything. You are playing politics with people's life. Isn't the man na ke mepero ijeme don na ijeme aka na door. Try draw the imepie. Say for no closing. What kind of people are we? Must we play politics with everything? With people's lives? Onye arụ adịrị si anyị jebe na onye hospital this. But people are not fools. Because indeed, the party that is doing this should never even get one vote from Anako, from Anyame. Because this is wickedness of first order. Onye arụ na we say anyị eje na ụlọọgwụ na ka emepere hospital. What kind of people are we?
Okay, we
What
have a
kind
couple
of
of
people are
messages
we?
on Facebook. Olisa Ezekeke Soludo 4+4 Star White Onyobodo. Good morning, ABS. You guys are doing well. Keep up the good work. God bless you. From Mbauku, Anambra State. Malachi Nedo Vincent, our Capacity Director General. Ume Amaka Immaculata. Well done, sir. You are doing well. Let the solution continue. APGA all the way. Soludo is our governor. All right, thank you so much. Keep your messages coming. We'll do well to read them out when we do see them. Do you want to respond to the person from Idani?
Idenna, amarọ m ka na-ege ntị. Ọlụdị Maluzi Nekwu. And like somebody has said already, Rome had beauty one day. The governor says you haven't seen anything yet. The second term is there. Idemili Ketakwaloki Ofuma. That road, I know about it. There is another one sequel from my community to Abacha. Funny enough, if Watakwana ebulgodi all the resources of Anambra State in one local government, I'm also using enough. And now in the ebe, in the eba, in the ebe, in the eba. Mana we keep pushing ka anyị nwetakwa oke nke anyị, just like every other local government. And I'm happy that the governor has been very, very firm-minded in distribution of road infrastructure facilities. So I get one entity. If I go like in the million, not there, or there. So one entity, the second term is there. And by the way, first thing I can because the governor is still working, flagging off road. Yesterday, I flagged off a very important road in Nnewi. So the work continues. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. When you started, you always referred to yourself as an insider, and then we look at Anambra State. We can see that APGA has dominated Anambra State for over a decade. Why?
Good governance. Period. Good governance. The governor, the present governor, Mr. Governor, will normally say that the people who have governed Anambra, and I'm happy each time he says that from the time of Mbadinuju, onye ọbụla tinyelu nke ya, onye ọbụla tinyelu nke ya, onye ọbụla tinyelu nke ya, until 2023 when P2 became under ABGA. Because it's very important to understand that P2B governed as an ABGA government. And there is something unique about ABGA. ABGA, being a regional party, all the decisions that are taken for Anambra is taken here. So there is a concentration of mind. And ABGA na-ejikwa nwa chọta ọbụrụ party na abụkasị ifo bụ. So that philosophy onyaga na nwanne is a progressive party. Okay. It is the foremost progressive party, the first progressive party, all progressive Grand Alliance. Before you saw other people putting progressive in there or something. So a pro-poor party, which is progressive in the spirit of the old NCNC as well, Zikizi, progressive something. So this Onyaga na nwanne abụrụ slogan. It is real. And imana ndị Igbo asị ọnụrụ nwanne ya agbakwana ọsọ. That is almost the philosophy of this party. Okay, that is the philosophy of this party, and that has explained why the party has remained dominant. Others are struggling to see. It's almost like a movement. The next phenomenon at this election, where the ordinary people have taken over the campaign, funding it. Even the mother on the ndị nkịtị tụta ego nye onye ọkada ewele ego nye communities ewele ego nye biko welu tinye na campaign gị and the rest of that. It's a very, very unprecedented phenomenon, and that is because of good governance. Mr. Governor, he said, Mr. Governor, the answer is very simple. People see you as being very genuine, and that you have empathy, and you have come from day one. Okay, I remember the first day after he was sworn in, we had he worked for almost 8 hours that day. The next day, 18th of March 2022, we all headed out to Okoko. And he saw what, he actually literally went and committed to turning Okoko, which was a slump, possibly the largest slump in Southeast. The first place I see a similar slump was probably Easter House in Glasgow in the 80s when I was a student. But he's turned it around. This shows a party and a governor which is, rooted in human empathy.
Okay.
That is what ABGA is.
All right.
Thank you.
We've actually dealt on the insecurity issues, which you earlier stated as one major achievement of this government, bringing back sanity to Anambra State. Now, how do we intend to improve the conduct of security operatives? Because it seems like one or two bad eggs will be spoiling ihe a na-eme.
Ndị bati nwe n'etiti ọka.
Yes. Across the globe,
Just a few
a-
seconds.
across the globe, you find incidents of security operatives. Sometimes you find one or two rogue security agents across the globe. We see that on our televisions in America, in UK, and the rest of them. But the important thing is that when it happens here, decisive action is taken.
Okay.
Those people that are there are disciplined and dismissed. And then the state, we don't want that to keep. We have trained these people and we keep retraining them. But the important thing is that anytime this thing has happened, people going rogue, as it were, they are disciplined, they are dismissed, and the government, as far as is possible, makes restitution to those that are affected. I think that's the important thing. But this is, in the uniform across the globe. If we when I was in the UK, if I wasn't that well educated, I faced police harassment. They will stop you, not do your manner of irritating questions and that kind of thing. So you keep educated, and in time, can we reach it all out completely? Hopefully, but anytime it has happened, we're taking decisive action on it.
Daalụ
Thank
rinne.
you.
Dịka anyị na-achịkọtazi, kedu ozi ị ga-enye ndị Anambra dịka a na-akwadobe maka nhọpụta?
Ife nna ayọ ndị Anambra by my call, all our employee, Mr. Governor Charlie Nwambafo, 2022, March 17, 2022. And from all the evidence, from all the records, accolades, he's done very well to deserve a second term. So even now, on the Bani, on Saturday, barely 10 days from now, Kafaputani Igwe, tụalụ Abga Chale Nwambafo, ebesela ọkụkọ, kokoro nke unu ga-afụ ebe ahụ. Biko onye na-atụ ka o make sure that na thumbprint ya gafere 2 lines ka ọ dị ebe esele, because ọ bụ na ịtụrụ ya ọfụma, that voter becomes invalid. So biko anyị nwere olileanya na unu ga-asọpọtụkwa Mr. Governor, because a sị na onye melụ mma onye chịrị mma ga-achịkwa ọzọ. Daalụnụ ụmụnne m ndị Anambra.
Well, this is where we gradually come to the end of today's Nzukọ Anambra. Delivering the Soludo solution. We've heard insights on the administration's achievements, the meaning behind the recent recognitions, and the political staying power of ABGA in Anambra State. As always, the journey of development is a collective one. Government, citizens, and communities must all play their part. That's where see something, say something comes into play, actually. Many thanks to you for joining us and listening on this ride this morning. And as well, a huge thank you to our guest, Professor Solo Chukwulobelo, the Secretary to the State Government of Anambra State. And as Dalo Rine Nibia
Daalụnụ Rine. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Daalụnụ.
My name is Uche Chukwu Ebonam. Next time, make sure you keep a date with us on a radio. Bambo Fune no Fuma.
Danụ Kweba from Kodi.